What's up, guys? Unrivaled, the new 3v3 Women's Pro Basketball League, is coming soon. It debuts this Friday on TNT in Miami. And Cass, you and I are so excited for this. I mean, this is a league that's created for the players, by the players, the founders being Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. What are you most looking forward to for Unrivaled?
Yeah, it's a long time in the making, it feels like, but I'm just looking forward to how this format plays out. I think the first weekend will be really interesting to watch. It's going to be 3 by 3, 3 on 3, but it's a different format of 3 on 3. This isn't going to be like we've seen at the Olympics. They've made some rule changes. It's on a condensed court. One of the things Katie Lou Samuelson said this week was it's going to be even harder to hide weaknesses in this game.
I totally agree. I mean, 3v3 is a game already that exposes you, whether you're good defensively or offensively. And so I'm excited to see amongst the best women in the world, like who really shows themselves on both sides of the basketball. It's a fast-paced game. They're playing on a condensed full court, so it's not like what we saw in the Olympics where we were playing 3x3 on a half-court setting. This is a full court setting. The rules are different. Each player gets 6 fouls. I think that's kind of cool because we know the WNBA, we hate when players foul out, and so you can tell that the players probably decided this. Even in terms of how the game is won, it's won using a target score, meaning that they'll play 3 quarters of basketball, and then whoever is winning at the end of that third quarter, you'll add 11 points to the score, and that will be the target score that you have to get to. Are there any other rules or things that stand out to you about Unrivaled and how they're constructing this league in its first year?
Well, the big thing is, and the thing that all the players have talked about is the money, right?
Yes, can't forget about that.
You cannot forget about money because the cap is around $8 million. So if you average out per each player, you're talking about 222,000. That's more than the player max for 2025 in the WNBA. This is very, very meaningful to a lot of these players because it's Brianna Stewart has like the Puma deal and all of these sponsorships. Nafisa is getting up there, but that's not the reality for the rest of the players in the W. Players have player equity in the first year, which is another thing that Nafisa had said was huge for them. And I think it's just important to note, like two of the best players at the top of their game started this league. So as you had mentioned, the players are running this league and they're doing what they think is best for them while also keeping a mind on what we want to see as fans.
Yeah, I mean, it already stands out to me just in terms of the brand deals and the marketing that we've seen so far. Each team has a theme. They're the mist, the rose, vinyl. Like it's fun, it's creative. It's an 8-week season, so it's short and it's condensed. Almost think of it like the bubble when we go back to COVID times, but a little bit longer and way more fun. Even some of the brand deals I've been impressed with so far. Seeing Sephora on Media Day. I mean, it looks like a glamour, just fun and fabulous day for all of the women. Samsung Galaxy is a partner. And then Ally. I mean, how about Ally hosting watch parties in 6 different cities across the country? That just gives you an idea of the type of attention they want to give this league.
Yeah. And sponsorships were a big thing that Nafisa has talked about with us for the last couple of years, where she wants to see
Yeah.
players have more exposure. So I think it's also notable when you look at, I think the popular thing on Instagram this weekend was Angel Reese buying seasonings for Marina Mabry, and then Marina Mabry trying to learn how to cook and Jackie Young telling her it was dry. Those things do matter in terms of exposure for the league and for themselves and more sponsorship dollars for a place like Sephora.
It does. It does. And we love the BTS content and, just seeing these players who are on different teams during the WNBA season get to mesh and blend and, build friendships in Unrivaled as well. I'll also say, too, I am personally looking forward to the one-on-one tournament. You know how I am. I like to see one-on-one. I want to see who's going to be the most dominant player on the floor. But they're hosting that in February, right before and around Valentine's Day. So there's no love lost. And the winner gets 250K. I also believe that their teammates also get some money for them winning. But it's like single elimination. Like, how fun does that make? Just this 3-on-3 aspect, one-on-one. Again, seeing some of our favorite players, but in a different light. It's just so cool.
It's very March Madness vibe in February when you're talking about that single
Oh,
elimination aspect.
I love it. And we love all the drama. Drama. Okay, Cass. My question for you next. What do you feel like is going to make this competition in this league the most interesting?
Well, we had mentioned the rules, just the court is different. Spacing is going to be a little bit different. You can't hide players when you're running back and forth full court. Definitely have to have the stamina to do that. The biggest thing is just how the game is constructed. 3 7 quarters, a little less. The fourth quarter is going to do the winning score, 11 points on top of the highest score. Also, in the last 30 seconds, the clock will stop on a made basket. That's different from usual. It's a minute. Fouls are different. I think we're going to be more engaged in a game, hopefully, than maybe some of these basketball games in any league that get out of control.
Yeah, 100%. I'm expecting these to be fast paced, high scoring. It's an 18-second shot clock, so you've got to get a shot up quickly. You're not going to be playing defense for a long time. To be interested to see which teams use their guards the best to maybe press and defend. But now that we've talked about all the details, we have to talk about who we think will be a winner in this league. So, looking at the 6 teams, I know it's so tough because there's so many different combinations of players, and they need time to also build chemistry. And so I'm sure our answers now may be different in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, but who do you feel like could win the league?
You had mentioned chemistry. I think I'm kind of keeping an eye on the Mist. That's a team. Jewel Lloyd and Brianna Stewart won 2 championships together. Brianna Stewart and Courtney Vandersloot won a championship together with New York. Very just pedigree team. And I think because we don't know how games are going to quite look, I'm just kind of relying on that a little bit more. But certainly you look at the Laces, which people are calling La Aces. They also have a lot of chemistry. Jackie Young, Alyssa Thomas is always one of my favorites, the point forward. She's going to do a lot of facilitating on a team like this. So I think they could have an upper hand too.
Yeah, I would definitely keep my eye on those 2 teams. What it interests me about the Laces is having the combination of Alyssa Thomas and Jackie Young on the same floor at the same time. Like, who can actually guard that? And then also, I mean, they can guard anyone, 1 through 3, obviously, in this 3-on-3 situation. So I think that team could be really cool. I'm also keeping my eye on Vinyl. I think there are some scores over there that other teams will have to worry about defending. Aaliyah Boston, Enrique Gumbawale, Ryan Howard as well. Okay, man, it's a new pro women's basketball league. It's coming to town. Unrivaled debuts this Friday in Miami, and we are so excited.